Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic, in which I'm going to be tackling a Sudoku. I did a crossword earlier, a very fine crossword it was too, by none other than John Guyver, an old friend of mine, and this is by a newer friend of mine, Marty Sears, and it's another fog of war puzzle. I did fog yesterday, and that was marvellous, and this is called Dutch Flatmates Pick-Up Sticks. And apparently Marty's been making a series of pick-up sticks puzzles. I love the idea of this, actually. We haven't heard much about them, but I think the basic idea is a stick. You can see that stick is sort of on top of the stick behind it. And so the digits on the top stick have to add up to more than the digits on the stick beneath it. And then the lowest stick of all must have a lower total again. So it's a really clever idea, made possible, I guess, by the sort of graphical innovations that we're now able to accommodate within the software. Thanks very much to the programmer Sven for achieving all of that. And yeah, I think this is 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so hopefully approachable. And I'll read you the rules. You see the grid is mostly covered in fog. I'll read you the rules in a moment or two's time. I've got other things to mention though. Oh, we've got a big day for the channel coming up on Monday, when not only will there hopefully be the normal 2 videos, there will be an extra video in the morning at 10 AM UK time, which is going to be my solve of a puzzle with a viewer. So Sophie from New Zealand very kindly joined me. Sophie won the competition, May's Patreon competition. Agreed to try and make a video, and we tackled a puzzle by Dida Costa together, which actually is another fog of war puzzle, and that video is going to appear on the channel at 10 AM UK time on Monday. I definitely recommend it to you. You'll see that Sophie is no mean solver, and it's a great puzzle as well, so props to Mark for selecting that one for us. And the other thing is, on Monday at 10 PM UK time, Mark and I are going to be streaming more blueprints. So this is this wonderful... Oh, can't move that. Don't know why. Well, actually, I think it's our 5th or 6th stream. This picture is out of date. But yeah, this is the game we're going to be returning to on Monday night. So we'd love to have your company for that if you're free. Other news. Oh, well, I said there was a crossword video earlier. And there is. There's no denying it. No, I'm just looking at my list of things. I don't know why the second thing is connected to the first, and I'm sort of thinking, should I know why? No, but the other thing on my list is Stratford upon Avon. So last year, we were invited to go to the Stratford Literary Festival, where we did a live edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and some of you may have been there. In fact, I met Marty there, actually. And, well, we've just been invited to do it again. And we don't know whether to or not. I think we're sort of thinking that if we do it again, it would mostly be the same people, if even they wanted to go. And so it probably isn't worth it. But let us know if you have a strong view, and then we can let Annie over at Stratford know. Other than that, Itrio over on Patreon. Oh, we've got 2 new Patreon things going on today, actually. Well, we've got the basic thing. Well, I say basic, it's the brilliant Sudoku hunt. It's our competition for the month of June. This is where we were as of yesterday, so 465 and nearly 2,000. So let's see where we are now. Are we going to... Oh, no, we didn't get to 2,000, but we did get... Look at that, 500. 500 people have got through the whole thing. That is terrific solving. Good grief. So really well done. It's one of the best things we've ever published, we're told, over on Patreon. Fantastic puzzles from Itrio. And the other thing we've got over on Patreon today, which went live today, is there's a crossword solved by Mark of the Times Club Monthly Special, which is a beastly crossword. I always enjoy watching that video. Mark tries to do that puzzle without a dictionary, and I'm pretty sure it's true to say that there's no one else on the planet who would really have a shot at that. So definitely worth watching. Otherwise, our new apps are out, and Marty's relevant to those. Our new apps are the worms. Oh no, my worms disappeared. Not a thing I thought I was going to be saying in today's video. But no, Sudoku Worms, basically these are apps where we get to showcase a particular constructor. And we've released 2 already, one by James Sinclair, who's very, very popular, another by Marty, who's very, very popular. Check them out. They're just $1 each and super, super puzzles, obviously. And birthdays. I've got 2 birthdays to do today. By the way, it is boiling. I don't know what's happened to the weather here in the UK, but it seems to have turned into a ridiculous climate. Felix, it's your birthday today. You've turned 33, and I know this because your partner Charlie wrote to us. I think the 2 of you watch every night before bed, and Felix, I know that you work in IT, you're developing your own app, you play the drums, you're singing in a choir, and you're getting into politics. So you have a busy life, my friend, and that's a very good thing. We talked about this on the channel a few days ago. The busier the life, the longer it will feel it lasts. So, Felix, well, it sounds like you're doing well for yourself, and I hope that Sunday goes well. I think your family's coming over, and Charlie is definitely making you a cake with the correct amount of icing, 1-to-1. So enjoy that. I hope it is as chocolatey as it sounds like it's going to be. Now my hay fever's kicking in. Oh dear. Sorry, I just have to make sure that my nose isn't going to run on camera. Okay, and then we'll go. Second birthday is Jürgen. Jürgen, you've turned 48 today. And I know this because your wife Maria wrote in and wanted to wish you happy birthday from her and also from your daughter Louisa. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Louisa. Maybe it's just Louisa. I have a cousin called Louisa, but it's spelt slightly differently. Louisa, I think. And Maria says, Jürgen, that your English and your Sudoku skills have improved through watching the channel. So I'm delighted to hear that, and I hope you have a great birthday today, with, of course, lots of chocolate cake. And with that said and done, should we get on with some solving before I melt? It is ridiculously hot today. Dutch Flatmates Pickup Sticks by Marty Sears. Marty Sears? No, that's because I said sticks. Marty Sears. The rules are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Oh, Dutch Flatmates. Okay, this is a really strange rule. I've only done about 3 puzzles with this rule, I think, in my life. So every 5 in the grid must have a 1 directly above it or a 9 directly below it. It may have both, but it doesn't need both. So that is a truly peculiar rule. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, it's a thing. So if that's a 5 in the very middle of the grid, it either has a 1 there, or it has a 9 there, or it has both. It couldn't have neither. So we're going to have to remember that. I will probably forget it. And we've got dynamic fog today, so the grid is covered in fog, and entering correct digits might clear the fog from somewhere in the grid. So if we did get this cell, it might clear the fog from that cell, or it might clear the fog from that box. You just don't know. We'll have to solve until we find something. Then we've got pickup sticks. So a stick always has a lower total, brackets the sum of its digits, than any stick which lies on top of it. Sticks that aren't grey have an additional rule. Okay, well that's not grey, so what's that one? Oh, well there's loads actually. So it says a yellow entropic stick must contain, let's draw a stick. There we go. What's brown and sticky? You've guessed it. It's a stick. Now, a yellow entropic stick must contain 1 low digit, a 1, 2, or a 3. So if this was an entropic stick, one of the digits would have to be low, one of the digits would have to be medium, and one of the digits would have to be high. So that's how entropic stickies work. A teal modular stick must contain 1 digit from each of the sets 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. Actually, one way to do, when we have entropic and modularity going on, if you've got a number pad near you, entropic is referring to the horizontal bands. So if you think about an entropic set, it's got to have 1 of 1, 2, 3, 1 of 4, 5, 6, and 1 of 7, 8, 9. A modular set, look at the vertical bits of your number pad. So a 147, a 258 or a 369. Sometimes we have to think about these in terms of mathematics, because 1, 4 and 7 all have a remainder of 1 when divided by 3. 258 have a remainder of 2 and 369 have a remainder of 0. But sometimes you don't. Right, so let's call that colour teal. I don't think I have teal in my palette to draw an example. A pink RENBAN stick, so that must be these. Let's draw our own though. A pink RENBAN stick must contain a set of consecutive digits arranged in some order. So if this was a 1, these would have to contain 2 and 3 so that this overall contents of the stick were consecutive, but the digits don't have to be in order. They can be in any order you like. Maverick's just taken off. That hasn't taken long. Oh, we've got Dutch whispers as well. So we've got, I suppose that's appropriate with Dutch flatmates, but along an orange Dutch whisper stick, adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 4. So if this was a 1, this would have to be at least 5 in order to be sufficiently different from the 1 to qualify. And there's only one more rule, which is along a red parity stick, digits must alternate between odd and even. So let's draw one of those in. If this was a 1, this square would have to be even. So it could be 2, and then that would have to be odd again. So that could be 5, for example. And that's how that type of stick works. There's a lot of sticky sticks in this, of various colours, along with Dutch flatmates and dynamic fog. Very straightforward. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. Not sticking, cracking. I'm going to have to get used to these funny rules about totals. So what we're saying here is that seems to be the lowest stick, doesn't it, in terms of that's underneath all the other sticks. So the total for that stick is lower than the total for that stick, which is lower than the total for that stick. Okay, but these are all RENBANs, so they can't have 1 on them. All of these sticks have at least 2 digits on them. So if I was to put 1, say, here, it would have to have a 2 on its stick to form a consecutive sequence, and 2 is not on a stick. So I'm going to claim that 1 lives in these cells. Now, so, but all the sticks are sort of connected to each other. So, I mean, what I was envisaging in my mind, I was just imagining this was a 3, just to see what would happen. And then it would go 3, 4, because that stick has to be consecutive. Then 4 would be on this vertical stick, which hasn't got 3 on it. So that would be 4, 5, 6. And this would have to be the highest digit of that, because if it was 5, for example, this digit couldn't be 4 or 6, so it couldn't form a consecutive sequence. Neither could this digit, obviously, because 4 and 6 would be elsewhere on the stickages. So this is the highest digit on this stick, but this is the highest digit on that stick, but it's the lowest digit on that stick. So, right, okay, here is a different way of seeing this collection of sticks. All of the digits in those sticky sticks there are consecutive with one another, aren't they? They must be. They're all connected. So this is either a collection of digits. If 3 is on this collection of sticks, then it goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 would be in here. But yeah, but the other option is that 9 is on the stick. 9 would have to be over here. And then it would go down to 4, but 3 would be off the stick. Right, I don't understand. So how am I meant to know which is which? Do I have to pencil mark this? Because Well, I mean, I might be wrong about this, but I feel like because these are all consecutive sequences, inevitably this will be the biggest stick. Inevitably that will be the middle stick. It doesn't matter whether the sequence starts with 3 or starts with 4. Oh, it's the other rule, isn't it? What was the other rule? Dutch flatmates. I'm so bad with this rule. Every 5. Okay, so where's 5 in this box? Do we have a clue? I don't know actually. Let me think about that. So, if this one, if 3 is on the small stick, 3 is here. So this would be 4. This would be 5. This would be 6. Yeah, and this would be 1, 9. And if, what's the alternative to that? The alternative is this goes 9, 8, 7. 6, 5. Right, that's the one that does. Right, I see. So the point is that this is quite challenging actually. If 9 is sticked, if there is a sticky 9 in the puzzle, I think what that does is it puts 5 here. We'll explore this properly in a moment, but if that's true, there is a problem. Because you can't put a 9 here, and you can't put a 1 there. And that's going to mean that the puzzle, the Dutch flatmates rule doesn't work. So let's check that I'm right about that. So what I'm saying is, or what I'm claiming, is that the lowest digit on this F shape is a 4. So that would go there. Then it would go up to 5 here. So this stick is 5, 6, 7, and the 7 must be the top digit. Yeah, so you can see it's just broken. That doesn't work. So the lowest digit on the F is a 3. That must be, I was going to say it must be here. I'm sort of a bit nervous about putting it in now. Maybe we'll put it in small just to check that the 5 isn't going to break. Yeah, see now it's going to go like this, and this is going to be a 7-8 pair. But the 5... Ah, yeah, okay, and now the 5 can get hold of a clever digit by having it here. And which order is it? It's the one on top, isn't it? 5 and then 9. So I think this is a 9, actually. And it is. Okay, so we can fill all this in now. 4, 3, 6... we can probably do more there. I just don't understand how to do it. Now we've got a yellow line. I can't remember what that is. Entropic. This is an entropic stick. And this stick here is bigger than this stick. Which is... that's a little surprising, isn't it? That is a little surprising. Because the total for that top stick there has to be less than the total for this stick. Let me just make this a different colour. Oh. Less than the total of that stick going vertically. But this cell here that I'm sort of flashing on and off, that cell is common to both sticks. So that's not going to account for the orange one being bigger than the green one. So we can sort of miss that one off. What we're effectively saying is that these two green cells sum to less than these two orange cells, but we've got entropy in play here. So let's just think, if this was low, then we know that we've missed out a middly digit. We have a middly digit in common. So if this is a low digit, this and this could add up to 10. And this would be made up. That would have to be, and it can't be. Ah, ha ha ha, I've got this one, I think. Right, this is beautiful. So what we've got here is a situation where these two have to be definitely higher in value than the greens. But we're only selecting the oranges from the same entropy as the greens, which means one of these digits is a 7 or an 8. Well, the maximum value that could have would be 8. Let's put that in. And then whatever entropy this is, well, if this was low entropy, the minimum value this could have would be 1, and the maximum value this could have would be 3, and that would just achieve what we need to, because we'd have 10 here versus 11, which works, except you can't do that. There's a 3 in this column already. So that's telling us that the entropy of this digit is medium. This has to be 4, and this has to be 6, and that should have, and it does have a difference of 1. 13 versus 14. So that's beautiful, isn't it? This is 6, 8, so this is 8, this is 7, and this is 1 or 2. We know it's low entropy. And 5, well, 5 is in one of those two. Oh, 5, no, it can't. No, it can't. 5 can't be here. Because I've remembered the Dutch flatmates rule this time. If 5 was there, it either has 1 above it, which it can't, it's got a 4 above it, or it has 9 below it, which it can't, by Sudoku. So that's 5, I think. I don't know if that actually cleared any fog. Oh, that's weird. So now, by putting the 5 there, you don't know which way around it goes, because it could have a 1 here, or it could have a 9 here. It can't have both, because that would kill that cell. So what on earth do we do there? Right, I see what we do. This is really clever, actually. 5 in column 2 is, I don't know where it is, but it's in one of those cells. And what I've learned is that whenever you find a 5 in this puzzle, we've got to then automatically say, okay, could it have 1 above it? Or it must have 1 above it, or 9 below it, or both. So the 5 down here is going to have a 1 or a 9 near it. And that's going to make a pair in the column with this cell, which is a 1 or a 9. So there's no way this can be a 1, because then 1 and 9 would be used up, and the 5 would never be able to achieve its Dutch flatmates rule. So that's got to be a 2. Aha! Aha! FTT, going down the grid. And we've got 1, 3, 7 into these cells. And, or do we know, do we know what this has got on it? Oh, it's a funny line, actually. It's a modular line. What's grey? Grey is, oh, sticks that aren't grey have an additional rule. So that has no, right, so this one just has the rule that the sum of these 3 is greater than the sum of these 3. So again, this is common, isn't it, to both sticks. So what we're actually saying is that those 2 are bigger than these 2. But this is a modular line that has a 5 on it, so it doesn't have, I was going to say it doesn't have 2 or 8 on it, because it's got to be one of each modularity here. So it's got to have a 1, 4 or a 7 on it, which is going to be either a 1 or a 7, I think. Sorry, a 1 or, no, hang on, it's got 4 on it by Sudoku. So that's okay. So the low modularity, the 147 modularity, is done by 4, and then the high, not the high modularity, the 369 modularity is 9 actually. 6 and 3 are impossible. So this is 459, which makes this a 1, no clearance of fog. This a 9, no clearance of fog. So we've got to make sure that the 5's got to have a 9 beneath it, doesn't it? So that can't be the 5, because that couldn't have a 1 above it. So the 5 is in one of the 9 can't be at the top. The 9 has to live below the 5. Right, and now the shared digit between the sticks is quite a low number. Yeah, this is very constrained again, I think, because the minimum sum of those two cells there. We can delete the colours from this one and sort of move them down the grid. Let's move them to there. What we're saying is these two greens have a higher value than these two oranges. And the minimum value of the two oranges is 13. So the minimum value of the two greens is 14 without using 9. So we must use 8. And I know where that goes. And no! I thought that was going to clear the fog. So what's this digit? It's a 14 at least, so it's got to be at least 6. 6 or 7. Hang on. Oh yeah, okay, and then this 5 has to achieve something, doesn't it? So it can't achieve it from below, so it's got 1 above it, and that didn't clear the fog. But probably we've got a 1-2 pair at the bottom of column 1, 3, 6, 7 here, and something has to give here because otherwise we can't do anything. Sorry, I know you're all shouting at me here. Oh dear. I can't see what to do from a Sudoku perspective. The Sudoku, that's got a 1 above it. That's got a 9 below it. This one has to have a 9 below it. So it's either 5, 9 there or 5, 9 there. If it was 5, 9 there, that would have to be a 7. The thing is, if it's 5, 9 there, I think that could be 6 or 7. I don't understand. I don't... Oh no, I do understand. That's really clever. Good grief, Marty. Right. Okay, this is just my unfamiliarity with this rule. But I guess what you always have to do in Dutch flatmates is appreciate. Yeah, appreciate that there is a quality about the top and bottom rows, isn't there? In this, what I mean is there must be a 5 in this row. We haven't found it yet. But wherever that 5 is, it doesn't have the opportunity of having a 1 above it, because there's no rows above it. So it must have. So in whichever one of these is a 5, definitely has sort of a 9 underneath it. But more importantly here, I think, is there must be a 5 in the bottom row. And that can't have a 9 beneath it. So it must have a 1 above it. And wherever the 5 is, the 1 above it is going to see that cell. So that's going to be a 2. This is going to be a 1. Okay. Right. And I can see what Marty's doing here. Look, we've got F. I bet we're going to have L, A, flat, A, flatmates, aren't we? Okay. Now what have we got this time? We've got parity. I remember what that. And oh, it's not Dutch. Oh, it is Dutch whispers. I'm not very good at Dutch whispers. Right. Okay, the only thought I'm having straight away here is that Dutch whispers are particularly difficult creatures to put 5 on, actually. because you have to surround them with 1 and 9, because you're looking for digits that are 4 away at least. So if you put 5, say I put 5 here, then that would have to be a 1, and that would have to be a 9, I think. Well, that doesn't work in this instance, but yeah, so maybe, okay, so that's going to be the question. Where is 5 in this box? And the answer is, I don't know, but it's definitely not in its own row. And I'm going to claim it's not on a parity line. Well, am I? I'm not sure, actually. It's definitely not here. Because if it's here, it has to be surrounded on one side by an odd digit. And the principle of the parity line is that it's meant to alternate parity. So we can't do that. So the 5 is not there. Now, the 5 can't be here for a sort of related reason. If that's a 5, this cell can be neither 1 nor 9 by Sudoku. So this would have to be a 1 or a 9, and that breaks parity as well. So, in fact, it would have to be a 9, obviously, but I was just thinking about it in terms of parity. So 5 is in one of those cells, and it's got to obey this rule, which means, hang on. So if we put, yeah, okay, it's not in the middle of this. Is beautiful. It's just really weird logic, and what I admire about this is Marty is a master of making you think in different ways. So we've sort of used 5 in this column. We did a load of parity stuff here. I don't think the middle digit can be a 5 because of the Dutch whisper rules. 5 can only be next to 1 or 9. So although these are different sticks, if this is 5, that would be a 1-9 pair, and that's going to break here, look. So that's not 5. If this is 5, yeah, I saw why this couldn't work earlier. If this is 5, this has to be the 1-9 pair, and it would have to be in that order. So actually it would, because otherwise we wouldn't meet the criteria. If we put the 9 and the 1 the other way up, this 5 wouldn't achieve any Dutch flatmate criterion, let alone both. So it has to be this way up. But look, this is the lowest stick. So the implication for the second stick here, which is meant to have a higher total than this 159 stick, is impossible, because that's common. This cell is common to both sticks. So what we're actually saying is that this digit, whatever this is, it is bigger in value than the sum of those two. Well, these sum to 14 in that instance, so you can't write 15 into the middle of the puzzle. So this isn't right. This is not 5. So the 5 is in one of 2 places. And okay, and again, if that's 5, that has to be a 1-9 pair. So actually the 5 is there, I'm going to claim. Didn't reveal fog, but we know it must have a 9 beneath it, because it can't have a 1 above it. Now, right, what does that mean? That's surprisingly, these 2 digits are a bit restricted now, because they're both on the Dutch whisper, and they have to be at least 4 different from 9, and they can't be 2, 4 or 5, so they're a 1-3 pair. Right, so now we know the parity line. This digit is odd, so this is even. Apparently it can be anything, which is a bit irritating. This is odd. Oh, that's lovely. Good grief, look at this. This digit is odd. It sees 1, 3, 5, 9, so it's got to be 7, I think. So this is 7, this is 3. It's not clearing the fog. All of these are even, so let's just put everything in and see if we can do anything with that. We're probably going to have to. Oh, whispers. Funny whispers rules. This can't be 2 or 4. It would be too close to 1 or 3. And then, does that have to be low again? Yes, that can't be 6 or 8 next to another 6 or 8. It wouldn't be 4 away at least. So this is 2, 4. Oh, this is 6, 8. There's a 6, 8 pair in row 5, so that digit is 2, 4. So this digit is not 2, 4. I need another digit here. I need another digit or I've got troubles. Oh, okay, pickup logic. What's the mathematics of it then? Yeah, oh, it's gorgeous again. Oh, Marty, this box is absolutely brilliant. Okay, we've got 9 here. We worked out earlier that the value of this is bigger than the sum of those two. So if this was 8, adding 2 to it at least, it cannot be the case that that 3-cell stick there has a higher value than that 2-cell stick there. This must be 6. So this, what does that mean? Well, that means that's 6. Let's take the low-hanging fruit before we get... Oh, I thought that was going to clear the fog as well. Okay, that again, this can't be 4 for exactly the same reason. So that's got to be 2. That's got to be 4. No. What? I don't think... Oh, I see. No, it is. Now we go back to Whisper's logic. 6 and 3 are too close to each other, aren't they? So that's 1 and that's 3. Okay, and have we got... Yeah, we do. It should be an E here, shouldn't it? That's totally appropriate for what we're expecting. So... This time, this is a really clever rule. I've not done one of these pickup sticks puzzles before, but it's very interesting. All of those have the same parity, so they're either all even. Oh, that's lovely. That's straight away. I've got this one. Right. That's not possible. They can't be the even digits in the puzzle. It's the most beautiful reason. See if you can see why. If you haven't seen it, look at those cells. So what I'm saying is that from the parity lines, the parity sticks, you can see all of these have the same parity. Imagine they're all the even digits. You can immediately rule it out. And the reason is, where are we going to put 5 in the box? And the answer is we don't know. It's going to be either here or here. But it's going to have even digits above and below it. So it can't fulfill the whatever it's called, the Dutch flatmates rule. It's impossible. So these must be odd digits, which means these are even digits, I suppose. And oh, I thought that one. I thought I was going to get that one. That's 4 or 8. Oh, why have I put 6 in? 4 or 8. It sees 6. It sees 2. These ones, 2, 4 or 6 perhaps. So yeah, okay, so where's 5 in this box? That must be a relevant question. And the answer is, it's not over here. It's not there. That can't have 1 or 9 above or below it. It's not here for the same reason. It's not here by Sudoku. So 5 is in one of those 3. And wherever it is, it's got to have a 9 or a 1 or both somewhere near it. I don't know, actually. Is this obvious? It probably is. Oh, golly, I'm sorry. Oh, this is weird. Right, so this cell is odd, I think. This is it. That's an 8, right. Yeah, so what you have to do is we've got to note that we don't know where the 5 is in these 3 cells, but we do know that wherever it goes, it's got to have a neighbouring odd digit, which is a 1 or a 9. So imagine this was the 5. Then it needs to have a 9 here. If this is the 5, it needs to have a 1 here. And if this is the 5, it is odd already. So that digit is always odd, even though we don't know where the 5 goes. And now, that's the only place for 8 in the box. I didn't clear the fog. I think that logic was sound. That's got to be even. No, 3 is definitely in one of those cells. 1 is definitely in one of these cells. Goodness me, there's some mavericks obviously on the road today. That digit is not a 1 by dint of Sudoku. This digit is 4 or 6. And, well, oh, I see. No, this is, it's going to be something to do with the sticks, isn't it? Probably. I'm not sure. So that adds up to at least 12. I don't know, actually. Sorry if you're seeing this one. I can absolutely understand that. So if 9 is over here, this section adds up to 20. And then we'd have to be a little bit careful with where 7 goes. Oh, so hang on, 7. Oh no, it's easier than I was seeing. Right, once we got these, this 7's powerful, isn't it? That's a 3-7 pair. So actually these digits are 1, 5, 9, which doesn't really help with the Dutch whispers rule or Dutch flatmates rule. Probably, although that can't be 1. But maybe it helps with the pickup sticks rule. This time we've got 18 here. So I suppose what we can't do, whichever one of these is 7, it doesn't have 9 on its wing, because then it would add up to at least 18. Oh goodness, so how do we do this then? Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not, because that could be the 5. And if that's the 5, it would have a 1 above it. I was thinking I could impute a 1 into one of those cells and get the 1 in this box, but I absolutely can't do that. That's total and utter nonsense. Oh, it's not Sudoku, is it? That would be an outrage. Oh, it is. That's a naked single, I think. So now we've got this as 3, 7, 8. I think this is 4, 5 or 9 and has to be 4. Oh. Okay, so we've got 5 and 9 here, but we have to obey the funny rule, don't we? So the 9 must be beneath the 5. Oh, look, there we go. So we found a new thing. Okay, and this is an L, which is what we thought we were going to get, and we know what those digits are, which is 1, 3, 1, 3, 7, I think. Can we do that, or is it chocolate teapotted? This is not 7, this is not 3, this is not 1. And then here we need 2, 6, 8. And we can actually do that top digit, that's 2. And now we need the pickup sticks rules to really help us. Now I can't actually see which way round is that. So this one is bigger. That's very surprising. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. But this adds up to 14, so this has to add up to more than 14. So that's got to be 7, 8. Unless I've gone mad, which hopefully hasn't happened yet. Oh, okay. And now we've got an A. So we've got F, L, A, T, M. I think an A here. T, E, S is what I'm going to predict. And we've got some digits. We've got 1, 4, 9 here. we've got, what have we got there? 5, 7, 8. That's a big old stick there. And we've got 2, 3, 6 here. Now let's just have a look at this 5, 7, 8. It's not the biggest stick. It's bigger than that stick, but smaller than that stick. That's genuinely surprising. 5, 7, 8 is 20. So this has to add up to more than 20. Surely that's got to be a 9. Yeah, we wouldn't get anywhere near 20 if that's not 9. So that is 9, I'm going to claim. We've also... oh, right, and one of these is 5 and can't now have 9 beneath it. So it must have 1 above it. So this is not 5. It's either going to be 5, 1 there or 5, 1 there. This can't be 2. Again, this needs to add up to 21 minimum. If it's 3, it's not good enough either. That's a 6. But we've got other relationships going on. This one, which, oh, the top one is lower, and it adds up to 14, but it's lower than that one. How could that not be? That's it. This has to add up to 15, but at least, and there's only one way it can. 8 there, 3 there. Let's make that 2. That's got to be 4. That's got to be 1. Now we've got 14 here, 15 here. 7 here, 5 here, and that achieves the flatmate rule. Aha, and we've got another 8, which is what we thought we were going to have. We've got 6, 7, 8 here. We've got 2, 3, 5 here. That's a 3 by Sudoku. This is an 8 by Sudoku. And here we've got 1, 4, 9, I think, which is chocolate teapotted, but hopefully the sticks or the Dutch flatmates or something will sort us out here. Right, where is the 5 going? Oh, I've broken it, have I? Oh, no. I thought I'd broken it. I haven't. This definitely can't be 5 because it can't have a 9 beneath it, but that can be 5. If that's a 9, it must be right then. So that's got to be 9, that's got to be 5, that's got to be 2. So this is 4, this is 1. And now hopefully the stick logic will help us. Okay, so this stick is the biggest stick, and that adds up to 21. So this stick is... that's going to be fine, actually. This is... oh, no, it's not. If that's 7, that's 21 as well. So that would not be a smaller stick than the one going across it. So that's a 6, and that's a 7. And there's our S, which is what we thought. The graphics work so well, don't they? Now, so 1, 2, 7 here. I tell you what else I admire. It's very clever of Marty to make it so that... oh, that's an 8. To make it so that you have to well, I presume you have to leave this and come back to it. So it doesn't solve in sort of an exactly linear way. You have to be prepared to be a bit flexible. Now, one of these is a 5, and it can't have a 9 beneath it, so it must have a 1 above it, and the only place it can get it from is there. So that is 5, that is 4, that is 9, and that is 5. So this is 5, that must have 1 above it. So this is 9, this is 9, this is 6, this is 7, this is 3, this is 7. This is 2. Let's just tidy this up. Now we must know that. That's a 1. This is a 2 in the corner. This is a 7. These are 3, 4. Oh, bobbins. Now we're going to have to do the calculations. So I've not used this collection of sticks yet, so let's use those. What do we know? We know that's the biggest of sticks. I don't... that's actually quite weird. I'm not sure there's anything to be gained from this S. It just seems to be correct. That's a worry, actually. Okay, what we'll do is we'll use this digit. I can see that can't be a 6. If that's a 6, that's 18. But that's meant to be a lower stick than this stick, which is 18. So that's a 4. I'm not sure if I could have used this S in a... Perhaps I could, but I couldn't see how. So there we go. That might be the way to solve an absolutely lovely puzzle from the great Marty Sears. Marty, I almost feel I have to do one of your puzzles every week, or I feel a bit bereft. So where's the next one? Marty is brilliant. Let me know in the comments how you got on with that puzzle. I'm sure everyone will have enjoyed it. It's even got this spelling out of the title of the puzzle once you reveal the fog. As I say, let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.
The back of the winter is broken, and the light lingers long by the door, and the seeds of the summer have spoken in gowns that bloom on the shore. By night and day we'll sport and we'll play and delight as the dawn dances over the bay. Sleep blows the breath of the morning away as we follow the heron home. In darkness we cradled our sorrow and stoked all our fires with fear. Now these bones are empty and hollow, are ready for gladness to cheer. By night and day we'll sport and we'll play and delight as the dawn dances over the bay. Sleep blows the